Good evening and welcome back to West Ham Network. And it's a good morning to you, Cieran. How are you, sir?
G'day, mate. Oh, yeah, in the hood. Oh, good, mate.
Yeah.
A drizzly week, so it's not been too hot. I've even put a heavier shirt on to sit out here because I hope the sun don't come out because it get too hot. But yeah,
Right.
been all good.
Nice. And not going to have to do our intro video tonight, I take it.
No news on that front, mate. We're pretty safe. Okay. Even though there was a wee sort of 60-minute documentary I watched this week about something else in Australia that is quite deadly. I might chat about that a bit later.
Okay, well, give us a nod when you want to have a little chat about that, and we'll play your intro because it kind of, it all kind of blends into one. The dangerous, Australian outback and whatnot. Well, cities as well. Let's have a look, see who's in the chat. Randy in there, as usual. All right, Budgie and Cieran in chat. I do think it would be better to have Alvarez playing his midfield role, despite playing a centre-back, as he can do. But in my opinion, midfield will need addressing. Good point. We'll come to all of that in a bit. We'll come back to your next comment in a minute, Randy. Saying hi to everybody in the chat. Leslie is in the house. Good evening, Leslie. We'll watch at 5 a.m. Oh, bless you, mate. He says, which is the best decade for music and which is the best decade for films, movies? Mm-hmm. Well, we'll talk about that a little bit later on. So let me star that little comment. We'll come back to that. Damien. Good evening, Damien. Thank you for joining me on the show last night on Green Street Elite. So it was good of you, mate. Evening all. I agree with Randy. I think Alvarez is more than capable of playing centre-back in the 3, but it's devaluing the player. Whether it's devaluing him or not is questionable because, like, a lot of managers will pay good money for a versatile player. But I think that it kind of diminishes the capabilities in our midfield if he is taken back into defence. That's all I think. It's a detriment. It's detrimental, to our midfield if we put undoubtedly one of our best midfielders in defence. Would you agree with that, Cieran, or would you think?
Yeah, it's like anything, Geezer. Sometimes it's about being versatile and having cover, even though you might not have cover on the bench, but you've got it on the pitch already with someone like Alvarez. Now, most defensive midfielders can play centre-half.
Yeah.
Not dedicated to being centre-half, but they can. A lot of defensive midfielders started as centre-halves, i.e. Declan Rice, and ends up being defensive midfielders because they can carry the ball further and maybe they're a bit quicker or, bit. So, yeah, I think you should always try and get, a man for the job, a specialist for the job if you can. If you can't, though, Alvarez, to me, it's just it might be a good option to cover, not to necessarily start it. Who knows? It's very hard to know unless you see him have half a dozen games at centre half and go, shit, he's good. If you move in bloody Antony up from right back to right wing, then forward, he became adaptable in them roles. So who knows?
Yeah. And Damien goes on to say that Premier League quality sixes are highly valued. If he gets clear run at it in a well-managed midfield, he will be exactly that, a Premier League quality six. I would be inclined to agree with that, and then he goes on to say, for me personally, he's probably our most complete midfielder and the one I would be building around in the summer. And I can't argue with that either. He's our most capable.
Yeah, really. I suppose it depends on how you look at being most capable. People will say he's better having him in than Souček, right? But the reason I thought that last game he dropped Alvarez and Souček played is because Souček always gives you a goal for it, and it proved he scored the goal against Everton. I don't think Alvarez, if he's an all-round midfielder, he doesn't. I don't ever see him scoring a goal. Maybe one.
He has scored a couple, I believe. One from a corner, and one from a little run upfield, and I believe it was with Bowen who laid the ball back off him. It could have been someone else, but
not all defenders might going to get a goal.
Alvarez run into the box and chipped it over the keeper into the back of the net.
Can't remember the goal goes, to be honest. But Souček will give you a constant. He's a constant, as in a goal threat for the manager who's playing for.
And he's also, he's also, a half decent defensive player as well. Like especially like at set pieces and stuff like that. He's quite good in the air in the box, and he is likely to help out. So I think that. Yeah, in that respect, you're probably right. Evening, Tower, or Brendan, will you call you?
Brendan.
Thank you for joining, mate. No surprise that Randy and Damien are here already. Hi, guys. Yeah, they've probably been here since, what one? 5:33 was Randy's first comment. Relentless, aren't they, mate? Fucking relentless. So the main question tonight is, don't you want me, baby?
Don't you want me, baby?
Human League, of course.
Cracker.
Rich, good evening to you, sir. Evening all.
Hey,
everyone. Yeah. James Bong is in the house. Howard is in the house. Good evening to all of you aforementioned gentlemen. Usual has arrived. Thank you, Usual. Good evening, sir. I like to watch. Oh, hello.
Yes.
Ian Bartram is in the house. Good evening to you, man. Everybody's saying hi. Cookie Hammer. Good evening, Cookie.
All good?
Yeah, all good, mate. Yeah, good here. Thank you. Sean is here early, nice and early. He's only here for the Croc and Shark watch.
Yeah, that's it. Going to be disappointed.
Well, you're going to be disappointed if it's only sharks and crocs you're interested in, but I have it on good authority that we have something else that's very dangerous, and we've got some news, so we'll go to that in a little while. Good evening, Daz. Budgie and Cieran, he says. Any squirrel attacks in Suffolk? Howard saying three-legged dingoes, probably. Everyone's saying hello. Mark Watson, good evening to you, sir. Thank you.
Hey, Mark.
Weasels rip me flesh, Frank Zappa. Yeah, if you say so, mate. Redback spider under the toilet seat watch. Oh dear. Alvarez has too many cards, and that's one thing that would worry me with him playing as a centre half.
It's probably less likely to get him at centre half than him chasing people down around the midfield, trying to stop attacks happening. So, but he does pick up too many. I don't mind him picking up yellows, but he's picked up some really silly ones. So there's no need for it,
Yeah.
That's what he needs to cut out if he does that.
And he ain't under investigation for no betting scandals.
No, he's not. No. He hasn't been caught. That's all.
No, that's it, mate. Rabid bush babies, they want to know. Howard wants to know. That's what it is. It was against Everton, apparently, that goal that I'm talking about. Or maybe I'm getting that wrong. Wolves coming up. What do you think? Asked Dave. For me, I think we have to be on our very best game because Wolves are one of them teams that either we can walk all over and beat really easily, i.e. the only time that I have ever seen 4 goals being scored by one player, as in, that was Wolves, wasn't it? Or was that Norwich? Antonio, when he scored 4 goals.
I thought it was Watford, but
Hang on a
it
minute.
could be Norwich. It might have been Norwich. Yeah, can't remember.
Oh, right. Anyways, well, it weren't Wolves then.
Yeah, it weren't Wolves. I'm pretty sure it weren't Wolves.
Okay.
So, fuck that argument.
But anyway, we have done Wolves by multiple goals before, and they've done us. So it's one of them games where we have to kind of be at it, you know. And I think that if we've got the right players back, and i.e. either Fulkrug or Ferguson starts, I think we're going to probably have a decent game. But without one of those two starting,
when you got people like fucking Cunha in the side, you know what I mean? He's such a good player, man. He played for Brazil this week and scored a goal, even though they got thrashed 4-1 by Argentina. Cunha scored a goal. Took it well, too. But yeah, they're a tough side, man. Cunha's dangerous. Really dangerous. We've got 3 or 4 good players.
You know, their manager.
I don't think we at Wolves long.
What's their manager's name?
Forget.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, him. He seems to be getting them on key with each other. Do you know what I mean? He seems to be getting a tune out of them. And,
yeah, there was never going to be great this year, but there was always going to be people, you know, thinking they might get relegated. I never thought they would, like I did with Everton, because they've got enough players. With them 3 teams that are down the bottom, they always were better than them.
I think Wolves at the beginning of the season, I was expecting them to be competing for a top 10 finish.
I thought it'd be like us guys, though, around 10th and 12th. That's what I expected. I thought that's where it did be.
10, 12, yeah. I thought, we would be kind of knocking the same doors as them. But it seems that they have had a bit of a dodgy spell, but they have been getting a tune out of them lately.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, as I said, they are a bit of not a bogey side to us, but they're one of them teams that we either do well or do really badly against. We rarely get bloody draws from what I remember. It always seems to be either a decent win or a terrible loss. You know? So that's our thoughts on that one, Daz. Good day, Mark Pendleton.
Hey, Mark.
Right, this is what the breaking news is, Breton. Cookie reckons kangaroos with a flick knife.
Mate, don't need it, mate. They've got them back feet that they can rip your guts out with. That's what you want to avoid with them fuckers.
Don't worry about it. Cassowary attacks?
Yeah, they're dangerous. Fucking prehistoric looking fuckers they are. Oh, really weird. Yeah, it's a bird, Jesus. It looks like an emu, but like it's a Jurassic emu. They've got feet as well. They've got like talons on them. They stand about 6 foot tall. They're a really weird fucking thing.
They stand that big, 6 foot.
Well, some about the average one's probably about 4 foot tall. Some of them are 6 foot. But Jesus Christ, you wouldn't. They're rare. It's only up North Queensland you get them, I think. Really up north, and they're hard to find and see. Actually, they hide a lot in the bush. Yeah.
What's Toa talking about? Kangaroo snakes? No idea what you're talking about there, Toa. Dolphin pirates? And it was Norwich, the 4 goals.
There you go, Norwich.
Yeah. I just remember watching it. If I remember rightly,
it was Norwich.
Wasn't that during the COVID
Yeah, I think it was good.
Recovery.
That was that best season under Mr. Moyes, I think. Under that COVID when no one was watching.
Yeah, and you know, I believe I remember watching, and I've seen the highlights of that game as well. But I remember watching that live, and you know, seeing Antonio getting 4 goals in a game was just incredible.
It'll never happen again.
I'd never seen a West Ham player get 4 goals in a game.
Oh, I
Have you?
remember. I have.
Who would that have been?
I don't know. I think, fuck me, even Jeff Hurst, I think, might have got fucking more than that. But
Really?
I definitely have.
I don't remember seeing anyone else getting 4 goals. Not live. I may have seen it on Match of the Day or something, but watching it, I mean, all right, I was watching it on TV because it was during COVID, but watching it live and seeing it happen live, you know, there was no knowledge of it before my eyes saw it. You know what I mean? I don't think I'd ever actually seen more than 3 goals go in by one player before for West Ham.
No, I might not have. I'm pretty sure I have, but you'd have to look that up. I'm sure there's been a few. My favourite one was Alban Martin's hat trick against Newcastle, geezer. 3 different goalkeepers. What a fucking thing that is.
Clive Allen got a hat trick for us, didn't he? Against Stoke, I think it might have been.
So Andy Carroll
got an hat trick. Yeah.
Is that against Arsenal?
I weren't there. I watched it, but I weren't there.
Anyway. We can forget about these 4 fucking goals for the rest of this season, I'll tell you. We like to score 4 goals every game.
That Bowen now is part of the hat trick crew. He's had one now, hasn't he? So, see, even Howard was saying it was Norwich. Invasion of the man-eating cane toads. They're all trying to guess what it is. Suicidal therapy.
Yes.
Fuck's sake, Howard.
It's actually what I want to talk about. It's not about. It's not an animal. Well, it is an animal actually, but stupid animal.
Myxomatosis, you mean? Do you mean myxomatosis? That's when rabbits can't remember what puts what on it. Myxomatosis. Right. Norwich may or may not still owe Nobes a Rolex for allowing him to take the penalty, allegedly. Right.
Yeah, there was something to do with them getting relegated, wasn't it? Wasn't that something to do with it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't really remember the Rolex story either. Maybe it was a bet or something. I don't know. Brendan was
that's right. He let him do it. Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, that's it. That was Antonio, right? And he was on. You know, he gets a big bonus.
Yeah.
For getting 10 goals or whatever it is. So I think Nose let him take the penalty so he could hit that number and got a 50 grand bonus. I think that's what Fresh is talking about.
So why would Norwich owe Noble?
Norwich don't make sense, no. But yeah, all right.
Or the Norwich game. I don't know. Anyway, sure. Maybe if you could just, clarify what we're talking about here, because although usually we, sort of sit here sounding and looking like a pair of dicks, it's really bad when we don't actually get what the comments are about. Dark gothic duck-billed platypuses. Yeah. David Cross before.
Crossy, 4 goals.
4 goals, did he?
Maybe. It wouldn't surprise me, man. Wouldn't surprise me.
Mate, I'm going to get him on here because, obviously I'll have a word with Russ, but I'm sure I'm sure, you know, he would come on because it's old school Hammers after all, isn't it? You know. Yeah, against Spurs apparently. Thank
Well,
you, Rick.
fucking hell, that's even better. I was probably at
Yeah,
the fucking game. I can't remember.
Sean confirms that David Cross at the Spuds.
Done.
I didn't see it live, so like I said, I may have watched it on Match of the Day or whatever, or the big match. Yeah. Alvin scored 4, maybe it was 3. Yeah, it was 3, James.
Yeah, 3 James. Yeah, 3 different keepers. That was the big quiz question after that, wasn't it?
Didn't he also hit the woodwork as well in the same game?
No, I don't know. Yeah, I remember Redknapp fucking going bonkers. We won. What did we win that? 6 fucking 0, 8-0. You know, I think Beardsley was the last goalkeeper because they injured 2 of their keepers. Beardsley was in goal, and we got the penalty. And they let Alvin Martin take it to get his hat-trick, right? And Redknapp weren't fucking happy, mate. He still weren't happy. He should never do that. Like, slag them off after the game. Even though he winning 6-7 fucking 0. So.
Yeah. Cross got 4 goals in another game not long before the Spuds, apparently. There you go. And then Rich is saying that he gave the match ball to Phil Parks. Maybe because it was a clean sheet. Look, Mark was saying it was 4-0. So maybe he gave the match ball to Phil. What a great gesture that is.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Isn't it?
That's a great gesture.
Yeah.
I like that. Nice one. Definitely want to get him on here now. Oh, hang on. There we go. Yeah, Fresh think that was in Europe. Oh, right. Okay. I was there, Kieran, to see Alvin's hat trick, says Ian.
Same here. Yeah, mental game, mate. Newcastle players going down like fucking flies all over the pitch, man. You've got to put Peter Beardsley. Peter Beardsley's about 4'8", right? I'm about to put him in goal. That's how bad it was. Oh, man.
Yeah, but every time any West Ham player got anywhere near the box, he probably ran at them and go, ah!
Yeah. Crazy, yeah.
Kitson got a hat trick for us, apparently.
Kitson? Yeah, I'd say he did. No. Sure, McAvenny did. Cotty did. I'm pretty sure they got hat tricks anyway. I don't know about the 4. 4 was always
that. No, they definitely got hat tricks, I'm sure. Yeah. Budgie, you've got a passing resemblance to Slaven Bilic in black and white. Oh, mate, if I had his money. Cross got 4 against Notts County.
Notts County. Righto. Gee, I'll tell you what, Ian, if that was away.
Yeah.
Because I would remember watching Crossy get an hat-trick, right? And I always thought it was Notts County away because I was at it. I was at that game. And I remember him getting a hat-trick. And it was Notts County, I'm sure it was, away. And maybe it was 4 that day. I just can't remember. But I remember my first time going to Notts County and Crossy fucking banging him in all over the place. Pretty sure that was it. That was at that game. All right.
No. Mark
if it
was
was a home game, I'm wrong. But I know it's being away.
The Newcastle game, 8-1, 3 different goalies.
That was it.
Oh, dear. The Norwich game. There may or may not have been
allegedly
promise of a Rolex, allegedly. Okay, Sean, thank you very much. I'm glad you put the may or may not and allegedly in there.
Very alleged.
Yeah. 1981 away as well. There you go. Notts County away. Yeah.
I was at that Notts County game.
Yeah.
Great day.
Beardsley was a one-off. He was indeed. Oh, Lee, good evening to you, mate.
Great, Lee.
Thank you for coming. Beardsley was a one-off, and do you know something? He was one of them kind of players that
a great player.
You didn't want him playing against you.
No,
I didn't.
Right.
You know, there was always something. There's always sight on the boil when he was on the ball, and you didn't want him playing against you. Stuart Miller, good evening, mate. What the hell have I tuned into tonight?
Stuart.
Well,
the same old shit, mate. What do you want?
Mate, we started off talking about Alvarez being the captain of Mexico, lifting the CONCACAF Nations League trophy.
Yeah, good for him.
Congratulations to him. Another one of our players lifting silverware. That's great. He was captain for the game, so captain for the nation. So he actually lifted the trophy. Great to hear. And now we've been talking about trying to decide.
Squirrels.
Yeah, there's dangerous animals afoot. Cieran will reveal it soon, but it's not a shark and it's not a crocodile. So, and I don't know why I keep looking at my
It might not be a dangerous animal at all, son. That's my point on that one.
Oh, right.
It's something that happened here, and it's quite surprising.
As Brendan says, sit back and enjoy it.
Yeah, right. It goes wherever them fuckers in that chat take us, mate. I don't know. Yeah. Everyone else done to death bullshit content this week because they're trying to make things up to fucking talk about. Yeah. So we'll do the same in our way.
Apparently, Phil Parks had, moaned about not getting anything for a clean sheet. So,
has he? Yeah.
Well, I mean, like David Cross was. I always knew David Cross was a nice guy. He looked like a brute. He played like a brute, but I always knew he was a nice guy. And when I saw him on the channel with Russ, it kind of confirmed that he is a nice guy.
And he was.
That is a gesture that's historic, mate. Really, to be fair.
Crossy was the perfect striker at the right era, in the right era. He was, for us especially from that 1980, to the final and everything. He was the perfect centre forward at the time. Not the greatest, but for that era and the way everyone played, he was, you'd want him in your team.
Was unmatched.
Unmatched, mate.
At that point.
Defenders are shit scared of him. So that tells you everything.
What have we got here? Did Australia kick out that numpty who stole the wombat baby from its mother?
Well, Brendan, I can give it up that she fucking legged it. She jumped on a plane and legged it before I think any charges could be laid. She fucked off back to America. She's some stupid bitch streamer or whatever she is. But yeah, people weren't happy to go near one of our wombats, mate. They're very beloved, our wombats.
Yeah. Is it true the kangaroos have started to mimic the ray gun?
Yeah, Jesus Christ, Brendan. You brought back fucking nightmares now for every Australian. Watching that stupid cow doing that fucking... It was the most embarrassing thing that I've ever fucking seen. It was fucking bad, man. Breakdancing's been pulled out of the Olympics altogether after they watched that shit. They said, that's it, we're not doing this anymore. Fuck, that was funny.
Howard said he loved Beardsley, best dribbler.
He was quality, Howard. Absolute quality player, man.
He was. I'm still laughing at the kangaroos and the ray guns. Sorry, boys. David Moyes, Twisted Ballock. Good evening to you.
Mr. Bullock.
Brian Deere and Sid Puddlefoot managed 5 goals. Don't quote me, though. This is according to Goggle. Or Google.
Ah, right. Oh, Mr. Puddlefoot. That's really early days, isn't it, Puddlefoot? I remember watching Brian Deere.
54, 55, I think he was around. Somewhere around then. Maybe earlier. Maybe in late 40s.
Brian Deere was probably in the early 70s. Puddlefoot, I think, really far back. Remember the name in the history of West Ham, that's all.
I think he's in the 50s himself somewhere. Off the ball, also. Saliva. All right, okay. Google says they scored 5 goals in one game on separate occasions.
Wow. There you go.
Thank you very much, David. Jeff Hurst banged 5 against Sunderland.
Yeah, that's the one I had in the back of my head. Oh, I remember Jeff first getting a fucking shed load.
Yeah, first one he put in with his hand by bowler.
No problem with that. No VAR. Fuck them. Fuck them.
Yeah. I mean, is that allegedly, Sean, or is that confirmed?
No, I think he did. Yeah.
Actually,
he did.
Jeff Hurst confirmed it, didn't he? Subsequently, after years later, he confirmed it.
I'm sure when he walked back to the halfway line, he was laughing because referee didn't see it.
Yeah. Squirrels, my boy reckons he saw an albino squirrel on Sunday. Quite possible, Stuart.
Ooh.
We've got about 8 of them in this town, in different areas of the town. There's a few areas around me that are woodland, and some of them are like public parks, or most of them are. But some of it is just like private land as well. But about 8 of them have been spotted around different areas around the town.
The albino massive.
Yeah, mate. I reckon there must have been something that changed the squirrel's DNA a bit, because there's been a lot of them reported around here. Like I said, about 8 of them, and Stuart's saying about it. I think there's 2 of them round by my nephew's place. Good evening, Iron Disciple. Oi, oi to the boys. Cross is a gentleman. Love watching him. And Goddard. Yeah, Goddard.
Yeah.
Wicked.
Goddard was great, man.
Phil, good evening to you, sir. Evening, chaps. Bit late to the show. Been watching The City Is Ours. Okay,
Yeah,
mate,
Phil.
no problem. We ain't got a clocking in and clocking out machine, so you're all good.
No, I mean, go when you want.
Do you live near Fensham, Stuart? Oh, right, okay. Good evening, Steve. Steve Palmer.
Hey.
Thank you for joining us, mate. Only Shock and Croc updates, or have I missed it? Right, okay, right, hang on, wait a minute, look. Sean, knock, knock. Who's there?
Oh, my God, who's there?
I don't know. We'll find out in a minute. This is supposed to be an albino squirrel living near the little pond. I've not seen it. Howard, keep an eye out for it, mate. They are quite easy to spot when you're looking for them, to be fair. Who's there, Fresh? Says Toa.
Yeah.
We're getting there. Didn't Hurst score 4 or more against Sunderland? Yep. Stuart, you're correct. It was 5. First one was a handball. I think it was our biggest win before the 9-1 against Hull. Right. Said John. So it's knock, knock. Who's there? Who? Who?
Give me strength.
Werewolves of London. Oh.
Great track.
Oh, mate, this is getting Werewolves of London. Yeah. Mr. Lamprew. Good evening, James.
Jamesy.
Mr. Bond says maybe a red squirrel humped a red. That don't make any sense. Don't you mean a grey? That wouldn't make white. No, actually, albinoism isn't actually considered as a genetic fault in many animals, but squirrels and stuff. It doesn't really matter if they're white, does it?
We're talking about albino fucking squirrels. Fuck me.
Yeah, mate. Albino squirrels. Right, we're talking about music here now. Oh, hang on, look, we're down at the bottom of the chat. There we go. Maybe a grey squirrel humped a red. Right.
Who knows?
Chinchilla and squirrel gangbang. I'll take a Henry of what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, right. Listen,
I'll tell you what. I just one thing there with Freshie there. He recommended me to watch a track. Right, it's called the Gar. What was it called? The Gar, the Scar, and the Ra, and it's by two guys, right, called the Two Johnnies. They do a podcast in Ireland, and I watched the video of the song. Fucking funny, man. Really good. Yeah, thanks for that, Fresh. I enjoyed that. It was good.
Yeah. All right, okay, come on. We're going to put everybody out of their misery. I'll play the little intro video, and then we'll put them out of their misery. Right.
All right.
Okay, come on. Here's big news.
Right, it's not what you think. It's not a new animal's killing anyone. But the little 60 minutes thing I saw, they didn't give it a thought. But it's about rock fishing, right? People fishing here off the rocks. And it's fucking dangerous as fuck, because they're fishing in really high waves on the rock. And all it takes is, right, if you don't know what you're doing on the rocks, if one rogue wave comes and it comes straight over the rocks and washes you out to sea, right? And when it washes you out there, you can't get back because the rocks are as sharp as fuck. The waves will smash you into the rocks, and and there's no beach to go to. And this is what's been happening here. There's more people die from rock fishing, Geezer, every year than any shark attack. Or anything, any other sport, if you call it sport, in Australia. So,
really?
So they've done this documentary because last year, what's happening, especially with the Asians coming over, right? The Koreans and the Chinese, Singaporeans, they're mad into their fishing, right? But the trouble is the fuckers can't swim anyway. Most Asians can't swim, and we find that in Bondi every week, where they're rescuing 20 meters out, they're rescuing Asian guys because they can't really swim well.
Right.
And what's happening? They're out there on the rocks thinking it's okay, and then bang. Last year, 5 of them in a line fishing off these rocks. A massive wave come over, washed them all out, couldn't swim, and they all drowned. And even this year so far, we said we've had about 4 shark deaths. There's been 3 rock fishing deaths. Because people don't really know what to do, and it's dangerous as fuck, Geezer. And none of them will wear life jackets. They had life jackets, they've got a chance of surviving till the helicopter comes and picks them out of the water, if they don't get smashed into the rocks and killed, right? But none of them wear life jackets.
They've gone.
Yeah, once they go in that water, man, you're in massive trouble because you can't just swim around into a beach. There is no beach. It's all rock for about a mile. And you can't climb up to get back out.
I'm bad enough stepping in a puddle. I'd be no good doing that. You know what I mean?
No.
I panicked. I hate. I've got to be honest. I hate rough water.
It's tough, mate. Even if you are a good swimmer, you're going to struggle out there, right? But if you had a life jacket, at least it'd keep you buoyant. You might get rescued. But in Australia here, we start showing our kids how to swim from the age of 3. I had my boy in the pool at 3 and 4, and I took him for lessons of, at the swimming pool as well. Had him in my mate's swimming pool all the time. I'm always keeping an eye on him. But Australians learn to swim early. The Asians don't. There's a lot of them that can't swim, but yet they think they can walk into a big surfy water and not be a problem. It is. But the rock fishing, because they're crazy on it, the Asian guys, man, they don't realise how dangerous it is. Because they'll just see waves hitting the rock for ages, right? No problem. It's not coming right up onto the rock, the flat bit they're standing on. Then all of a sudden you'll get a rogue wave, mate, and it come in high and big, and it just sweeps them out, and they're gone. Gone, mate. There was one Australian guy there. His two boys, this was last year, he taught them how to swim off the rocks. They knew, you know, they could read the waves as well. You can count waves sometimes to see when a big one's coming. But his two sons last year were both swept out on a wave, and they never survived. But if they'd had life jackets on, like the helicopter guys could have saved them, the air sea rescue. But yeah, it's amazing, really. Just wear a bloody life jacket, mate. You've got half a chance. But Australians, mate, they're standing there in a pair of shorts, pair of thongs with a big fucking rod. Nah, fuck that. We'll be right. That's their attitude.
Madness.
Yeah, it's dangerous, mate. Dangerous as fuck. It's more dangerous than swimming out there with the sharks. Let's put it that way. That's what they're saying.
Well, yeah. I would imagine that's probably.
Now, you really, if you get swept out and then a shark gets you as well, fucking hell, double bubble geese. Sorted.
The Crawley squirrels are rolling in the Charlie. There's plenty of that round here. They probably are.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah. Getting straight off the planes at Gatwick. Yeah. Donald Trump. What's he got to do with anything? Quality intro. Thank you, Sean. Love it. Love it. We get albino kangaroos and wallabies easy to see at night. Don't bang them. Don't bang them. Hey, what? Whoa.
And wallabies.
Albino kangaroos and wallabies. I suppose there's albinoism in many.
None imagine, yeah, there might be. I don't know.
I mean, I was watching a documentary once on YouTube, and they were talking about these sharks, and I think they were white-tipped reef sharks or black-tipped reef sharks, something. And they were black-tipped reef sharks, and all of a sudden, like two came into view, identical-looking sharks in shape and size, but one was pure white with red eyes. Albino white black-tipped shark. Yeah,
that'd be impressive.
And even the guy who was commentating said, you know, it's something that he'd never seen before, and
that'd be rare. That.
Yeah,
very
rare. West Ham Lacoste used to have a double. Yeah. Rockfish Files, great theme tune.
Oh no,
Rockfish Files. I remember the Rockford Files.
Yeah.
With James Garner.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah, don't bad that.
Asians can't swim.
Well, the majority, Howard. Yeah, but this isn't one of them stereo things. It's the majority can't, mate. When you ever watch that rescue show on at Bondi Beach, man, the amount of people they're pulling out of the water, 90% of them are Asians. Because and if they can swim a bit, they're not strong swimmers. And if you're swimming in the surf, you need to be a strong swimmer, mate. It's dangerous as fuck. And they're the ones. And I've always said to you, didn't I, Budge, about when everyone comes in on the plane, there should be a fucking film they have to sit and watch about the dangers of the surf here. Because the first thing they do is go to the beaches and just jump out there. You can fuck me. You've got to be careful what you do, man.
I understand once and if they got encircled by the shark.
So
he meant not three. What a name! Fantastic name for a rock band. Rockford Files. Someone told them they're okay until it gets to knee high. Only problem is knee high is in the van in the car park. Oh, mate. There's been some great band names in here tonight. Yeah, true. Gator Watch. Rogue waves can reach the height of buildings. Have you seen or experienced one of those, Cieran?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, down on the Gold Coast. You know, when it's fairly rough seas, and then all of a sudden you're swimming in there, you can see it coming. Right, if you're looking for it, you can see it coming. Mate. It's just building and building and building. And if you're 20 meters out or so, and you see it coming, well, you know, the best thing to do, if you can time it, is to swim under it. You swim out and swim under it rather than try and swim back and get smashed by it. And my mate, he got caught, right? My mate Kevin. We were swimming down there. It was right on the Tweed, near the New South Wales border. Right? We had a football trip down there, and we went swimming for the next day in the surf. And mate, he's an Aussie geezer, mate. He's a good swimmer and everything. But he just got hit with a wave at the wrong time. It smashed him, geezer, like he was in a tumble dryer and just got smashed a bit, smashed it, came out. Oh, man, he was in bits. His back was fucked. His legs were fucked. Oh, mate, scared the life out of him. He didn't go back in. He was in pain. So, yeah. You've got to be careful with them big waves, man.
Yeah,
they don't look, and some of them don't look that big, guys. I'm not talking about fucking tsunami here. I'm talking about a wave. It's just bigger than the others. And it don't have to be that big. It don't even have to be 2 meters. But, man, if you get caught when it hits you, it will turn you upside down.
That wave is holding.
It's unbelievable, force. Unbelievable force.
Oh, I know how forceful the sea can be. Good evening to Neil Fitzhammer. He says it can't be more dangerous than a dip in Michael Barrymore's pool.
No, that's pretty dangerous, apparently. No.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Mark says he's finally home.
Hey, Mark. Oh, Mark. Good skills.
I don't know what's happening now. I've got a notification, but no message. Bit ridiculous. Oh, there it is. Right, gone. Colin Gilvers. Good evening, Colin.
Well,
good evening, Budgie. Good morning, Cieran. You wonderful, great fellas. It's a pleasure being with you tonight. Thank you, mate.
We're talking crap, Colin. Nothing new here, mate.
Yeah, just talking bollocks. Leon's in the house. Good evening, Leon.
Leon.
Hello, chat.
Oh, I tell you what did come up, Geezer. The other day, right? And it just reminded me, just a reaction video to a song, right? It reminded me of one of my favourite albums in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Late 80s, I'd say. Right? And it was an album called Fisherman's Blues. Do you remember that? You might have it, right? I'll tell you the band. But Fisherman's Blues come up and it reminded me how good that album was. I loved it so much, right? And it was by the Waterboys.
Can't say I know.
Remember the Waterboys? You remember that song? The biggest hit was Whole of the Moon. Whole of the Moon. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that tune.
They're an Irish, sort of an Anglo-Scottish Irish band, but classed as an Irish band. Mick Scott was the lead singer on it and mainly done all the writing. And they were brilliant, guys. It's such a great album, Fisherman's Blues. And it just reminded me of it. They played Whole of the Moon and the actual song Fisherman's Blues as well. And it was, I just brought back a lot of memories, man, of a cracking album. Really good.
Yeah.
You remember you saw the crescent, I saw the whole of the moon. That was their big hit at the time.
Yeah.
And I didn't sing it like that though. They were a bit better.
Talking of the whole of the moon. Yeah, talking of the whole of the moon, Howard says that he's seen an albino beaver. We
Was
get him.
was that one of your models, Howard? Brilliant. Fucking lucky bastard.
Oh,
That's class.
James Garner, the Maverick. Yeah, that's him. James Garner, the Maverick. Rockford Files, my ringtone. Nice one, Steve. Noah Beery Jr.
Who's that?
The one-eyed milkman. Who's the one-eyed milkman? Fucking hell, you lot, I'm crying.
Yeah, I can only imagine what that means. I know where my head goes.
Yeah. I'm not reading that out. Peter Falk, Columbo.
My mate still watches that every week. He's fucking mental. He still watches that every week.
Brilliant. Love it. Kind evening to everybody else. Everybody returning. Bowling for soup. Now I remember these. Half man, half biscuit.
I don't know what it is.
It's a group.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it was like a trio. And they just called themselves Half Man, Half Biscuit. It was hilarious. I can't remember any of the music they did, but I remember the name of the group because it made me chuckle. Yeah, yeah. All I want for Christmas is Duckler Prague away kit. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Prague away kit.
That would be an equilateral chainsaw matter. Wow. Yeah. Okay. That's a band name right there. Yeah. The Equilateral Chainsaw Matter. That's a good name for a band.
What's that, a name for a band? Oh, yeah.
The Water Boys, yeah.
Yeah, it was fresher than mate. Fucking love that album, man.
Thank you, Daz. Smash the likes. Great album, Kieran. Whole of the Moon, yeah.
Yeah, Brendan, mate. Yeah. You can see the fucking Anglo-Irish boys in there straight onto it.
Froggin.
Just Irish.
Atomic Cooper. Cooper. Don't know.
No, Frog.
Alice Cooper. I know who Alice Cooper is.
Yeah, I remember that fucker.
And I remember who Atomic Kitten were. Maybe it was a love child from them.
Remember Tommy Cooper? Terry Cooper?
Tommy Cooper died on stage, didn't he?
He sure did.
Live broadcasted on BBC or on ITV. That was general. Saw the Water Boys at Wembley.
Did you?
1984.
84, freshie. Fuck me. Wow. Wow, you lucky. I never got to see them. Fucking gutted, really, because I loved it. That Mike Scott was a bit out there, but Jesus, some writer, some bad.
Iron says, want to check out a good band, Crushed Butler and the Hammersmith Gorillas.
Jesus, fuck. How are you going to put that name on the front of the drum kit? You can't fit that in there.
You'd have to have 4 drummers.
Crushed Butter, Hammersmith fucking what the fuck? Or are they two different bands? Crushed Butter. I don't know.
I have no idea.
That's a fucking long name band, man.
Good evening, old man.
Well,
How are
mate.
you, sir? Thank you for
Okay,
joining.
now, fucking comments will go down.
Howard says I'm no fun. Oh, here we go. It was one fella, apparently. Half man, half biscuit. I thought it was a trio. I don't know. Like I said, I don't remember any music. Trumpton Roots. Oh, Trumpton Riots. Roots. Get your glasses
What,
on.
Postman Pat? Postman, was there riots in Postman Pat?
No, Trumpton.
Oh, for this. Yeah, but didn't he live in Trumpton, Postman Pat?
No. Trumpton was Pew, Barney McGrew, Cuthbert, Dibble, Grubb.
Oh, right. Then.
Fireman.
They didn't have a black and white cat then? Huh?
No. Oh, I can see better with these on.
Well, that's it. Yeah. I don't know what is this. You know, our screen here while I'm watching games, it seems to be further in. I'm struggling to read them. Seems a bit smaller this week. Where have you got set up?
Don't know how that is, mate. Don't know how. I haven't changed any of the settings.
Okay, but it just seems a bit smaller to me. I don't know why.
Right, okay. I started a question from Leslie, who's going to watch this back.
Yeah.
Right. Which is the best decade for music and which is the best decade for films? Right, for you, Cieran, best decade for music.
I'd have to, for me, look, I was lucky, right? I got a love of music just from my brothers, in the late 60s. Of stuff that, Stones and Beatles and stuff like that. Only from them, what they were listening to. I was born in 61, so by the time of late 60s, 8, 9, whatever, 10. But then the 70s came along, and then, I was into punk music. I loved the 70s. A lot of shit, though. There was a lot of shit in the 70s, guys. Up until, I think, 77, when punk music kicked off. And then it exploded into that last part of the 70s was fantastic. Right, and then, but I think if you judge all them ones, if you're older than me, you'd probably say the 60s, but I reckon the 80s was the best. A lot of shit as well, but there was some brilliant bands around me, some great bands, and I've just mentioned one, Waterboys. A lot of bands, great bands come out of the 80s. And
I think for me, I would probably agree that it was the 70s.
Yeah.
But for a different reason. I mean, I was born a year later than you. I was born in 60. Well, the following year.
Yeah.
You were. I mean, when's your birthday? September.
61. Yeah. February. Yeah.
Oh, February. Yeah, February. Oh, yeah. So it's almost a year before. Well, I'm born January 62. So it's 11 months between us. So, our musical era is very
similar,
much
the same. Same.
I mean, I was a skinhead when the punk era was about. So I was going to a lot of the punk gigs and stuff with my mates, etc., etc. And a lot of my mates were punks,
Yeah, and but just on that, I
loved the 70s
into the punk, but
reason.
I just thought the punk era opened all the doors for the other bands, right, to come through, right? Because it did. We had a load of fucking disco shit going before that. And then the punk bands knocked the doors down. And all of a sudden, the record labels sign up people like The Clash and like Madness and all sorts of bands now. Blondie, if you want. Yeah. That were good pop.
You got to remember also during the earlier part of the 70s, we had some really good stuff from like the early stuff from like Dave Bowie, Roxy Music.
Exactly,
Led
Zeppelin.
Led Zepp. You know, what's his name? All
Yeah.
Along the Watchtower. Guitarist. No. Oh God, what's his bloody name? Anyway, Hendrix, Jimi Hendrix. You know, I mean, stuff
Yeah,
like that. I
exactly.
mean, I was into a lot of that, and you know, I was listening to stuff like, you know, the Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Brilliant band, sir.
Yeah, and you know, the other ones, the ones that did Sweet Home Alabama, Lynyrd Skynyrd, and all that sort of stuff. I was
Brilliant,
into
yeah.
all of that during the
Yeah,
70s.
yeah. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
there
I mean,
was that. 'Cause
I did get the Earth, Wind and Fire and the funky
yeah,
sort
there
of
was a
like
lot of that going on as well.
and all that. I did get all of that because my sister was into it. But for me, I was like both my brothers. You know, we were into all of that sort of like David Bowie, Roxy music, that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, I probably quote 99% of lyrics off of every one of their early albums, you know, Roxy music, because I just fucking listened to them all the time.
Yeah, I like Brian Ferry. I was a big fan. But they weren't sort of, I didn't think all of them were really mainstream because most of the mainstream was fucking shit. But there were so much behind that were good. I just like the fact that punk rock, for me, opened up the doors for a lot of good bands. Even back in the day, U2 came out of that sort of time, didn't they? There were so many good bands around. So, yeah, it's hard to say. That late period of the 70s and early 80s, probably my favourite.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's
Mark
shit now. Most of the music getting that shit.
Oh, yeah. Mark Watson says, Tommy Cooper went to the doctor. He lifted his arm up and said, it hurts when I do this. Doctor said, don't do that then.
I remember that joke. I remember him telling that. I really did.
Because we spoke about him dying on stage, Cookie says he went just like that.
I've never known a geezer that can, a comedian that can walk on stage and just one look and everyone's fucking hailing, laugh. He had that.
I mean? He hasn't got to
One
say
look.
a damn word. I mean, he's only got
Didn't
to
have
like
to say a word,
it
was
something.
just,
You know what I mean? He would just like do that, and people were pissing themselves.
just a look.
Yeah.
I remember when I interviewed him once when he'd gone to America and done his show there. All the reviews were, he's the worst fucking magician I've ever seen. They didn't get it. They didn't fucking get it. They just thought he was shit.
Story he tells about when he was going in a hotel and he was in the lift going up to the 3rd or 4th floor or something. He said, and some guy got into the lift at the lobby with him. And he said, here, aren't you Tommy Cooper? He said, I hope so. Otherwise, I'm having a great time with his wife. I mean, stupid humour, but like, kind of that. But that was also what made like programs like 40 Towers so popular and so memorable. You know,
especially
and like Only Horses and stuff like that as well. You know,
but in that kind of humour, it was telly friendly too, and you had to be back then, couldn't you? You couldn't be outrageous. And Tommy Cooper was telly friendly. You know what I mean? He could do the Palladium, you know, the what's the name thing they used to do every year, because he was friendly. There was no swearing, there was no abuse. He could be friendly, but one look of him walking on the stage, that's all it took, and everyone was laughing.
Yeah,
just had genius about him.
Two different bands from a guy called Jesse Hector. All trios put good stuff from the UK in the 70s, underrated
Must
stuff.
be Iron. Yeah, right. It's not.
So that was. I'm going to come find that now. Something about monkeys, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Don't know.
All right, well, I'm going
just showed you, you know what I mean? You can listen to all the music. There's always something else out there that you may not have heard or known. It's good. You never know.
Yeah. Yeah. Postman Pat lives in a pineapple under the sea. What was SpongeBob SquarePants?
Postman Pat, and he black my cat.
Early in the morning, just as day is dawning. And I don't know the other bit. I only remember it because all of my kids love Postman Pat. What's the difference between a well-dressed man on a unicycle and a poorly dressed man on a bike? A tyre.
That's so fucking bad.
Oh, mate, we're going to have to do bad dad jokes.
So bad, it's brilliant. Well done.
Yeah. Trumpton riots, half man, half biscuit. All right. Oh, okay.
Oh, right. You say I don't know.
Thank you, Neil. Get stronger glasses, Cieran.
Yeah, I think I might have to, Leon. It's time to go and upgrade, I think.
Yeah. Some of the 60s Daz likes, but mainly the 80s. Postman Pat moved to Paris, now delivering French letters. And for those of you born after 1975...
Yeah, we didn't answer the film part. I can't remember because I know that Hollywood is just a bunch of fucking wankers now, right? Woke fucking lefty, living in a bubble wankers, right? And they're fucking film industry up now. What's Hollywood's doing? Fucking up. I only watch European films now. But probably, like you said, the 90s, some great films. I'm not sure. You're talking about the Goodfellas or... what's his name? The Godfather. Yeah, real classic films. Taxi Driver. Taxi Driver might have been earlier, wouldn't it?
Godfather Part 1 was in the 80s somewhere.
I think they're brilliant. Some brilliant films, brilliant actors. One of my favourites that not a lot of people recognise was a film called Once Upon a Time in America. It's over 3 hours long, Fraser.
Oh, it's a brilliant film.
Oh.
Yeah, Bob De Niro.
Yeah, James Woods.
Oh, he's an evil.
Great film, man. And my favourite composer done the music for it. See?
Hang on.
I told you that the other week who my favourite composer was.
Wasn't Lalo Schifrin, was it?
No. It was Ennio Morricone.
Morricone, yeah.
Who done the spaghetti westerns. He done the music for Once Upon a Time in America. Fantastic.
Right, yeah.
If you can handle 3.5 hours long.
Yeah, didn't he once do a pop tune with the guy from Human League?
What about that?
I'm pretty sure he did. Phil Oakey. Together in Electric Dreams.
Who? Ennio Morricone?
I think it was him.
Oh, I doubt it, guys. I doubt it.
Hang on. Let's have a look.
No, here we go. Here, fact checking.
Oh, mate, I've got to fact check. If I'm going to make a statement, I've got to make sure I ain't...
No, I can't imagine Ennio Morricone being a composer of that. An orchestra would have been hooked up with Human League. No. It would sound weird to me.
I know it wasn't. It was Giorgio Moroder. Sorry.
Yeah, nice. I remember that name. Yeah,
it was Giorgio Moroder. I got confused. My bad. I don't normally get.
We're allowed to be confused, guys.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, it's setting in already.
Yeah. The old man guys. He's here.
I'll have to have some of that ALZ20 or whatever it's called. You'd have to be a Planet of the Apes film buff to remember that. As a kid from the 70s, I was really touched by Alvarez and his two little boys.
Here's another geezer we all love, wasn't it, Rolfie? He's doing his painting. We like it's great song, Two Little Boys. We didn't know the full meaning of it at the time, but
morning, Alan. Good day to you,
Alan.
sir. Best decade for music was the 60s through to 75.
Yeah, that's true.
best era for movies, around about the same time for him. So you're looking at movies like sort of Along the Waterfront. No, that was actually 50.
That's earlier.
Yeah, it's 57,
Brando.
58.
Deer Hunter. Classic
Deer
film.
Hunter. Wow, what a classic film, yeah. And the other one as
Taxi
well.
Driver. Yeah, there's so many great films. They don't do that anymore, Geezer. It's just all shit now. It's all fucking DEI bullshit.
When they do remakes, they don't do them very much justice, do they? I watched
I can't even get that right, man. They couldn't even get the Snow White film that just landed this week. They fucked that up as well. They wouldn't even employ dwarfs because they thought it might be demeaning for dwarfs. And then you got all the dwarf actors in the world going fucking bonkers, going, Jesus Christ, this is the best fucking job for, we got at least 7 fucking actors in there. Nah. Oh no, we're doing that. We're doing CGI for that.
Oh my God. Oh my God, that's just fucking ridiculous. Mungo Jerry.
Yeah, that's a great track.
When the weather is fine.
Loved that at the time, Mark. Loved that song at the time. It was a great summer song, wasn't it?
That used to typify the summer for me.
It did, yeah, it did.
And then that really, for me, took my mind to the summer right up until DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince came out with their song, Summertime. Do you remember that? The rapping thing. But for me, that kind of then, but In the Summertime was a great tune. Do you remember all that? It was brilliant. I loved it. A lot of it was, acoustic instrumentation or vocal. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean that. Mod revival, punk hardcore, oi, terrace punk.
Yeah, there was so much came from that era, wasn't there? Really, even reggae, because of their connection with punk music, sparked up. If you remember, Bob Marley in '77 was in London doing that album, and even done on the B side of one of his singles was a Punky Reggae Party. Because it was such a, and even him, Bob Marley at the time was fucking huge. It was just a great time for music, and I do believe, whether you think the Sex Pistols are any good or not, I liked them, I loved them, but there's only one decent album, wasn't it? Never mind the bollocks. But they did, Malcolm McLaren and them, they did kick down the doors for lots of other bands to come through. It just changed things.
Yeah. Slade, absolutely, Sean. Another one of my favourite.
Early 70s band.
Early, mid, and late 70s. Slade did it all, and they did a film. Do you remember that movie they did called Slade in Flame? They were lousy actors, but the music in it was immense. I liked it. I really liked it.
It was great pop music for the time, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was one of the few hardcore Slade fans around here that actually loved the music from that film because it was
great. Yeah, it was great it was perfect for the time, guys. It was good music, good pop music. So I don't like to knock pop music, but there's been a lot of shit. When you've got Ernie, the fastest milkman in the West, making #1, you have to question it, don't you? Fuck, what the fuck?
Yeah, but you got to remember that weren't the first time that sort of shit happened, was it? Right, said Fred, go and get your boots on.
Yeah, I know. I mean, there's some silly shit we liked as well, yeah. Status Quo, another one I thought were a cracking band.
Yeah.
People used to say piss out of them. They were a great band.
Yeah. And, I mean, like, some really good rock music came about around sort of like the mid-70s and onwards. Stuff like Marillion and that sort of stuff, like they started coming about, and Scorpion, and I just really got into those kinds of music. Yeah, I'm gonna not show that one for too long.
No, mate, we love Gary Glitter, mate. We love Gary Glitter. Whether we like it or not, dodgy fucker. Well, we didn't know that at the time. Right, we like Gary Glitter.
I mean, like when you look at like the music scene back then. I
Oh,
mean,
wow.
like, you know, like the Americans, they had the Jackson 5, who were just monstrous,
Yeah.
weren't they? You know, and we had the Bay City Rollers.
Oh,
Shang-a-lang
crikey.
and all that.
Exactly.
Bollocks. Oh, mate, all them
I mean,
kids running
you had
around.
Led Zeppelin, right? And the Bay City Rollers. The Bay City Rollers, you know, sold more records. What the fuck going on there?
I know. They knocked bloody Jackson 5 off of number one, didn't they? Fucking ridiculous. Yeah.
Oh,
Rock,
don't, please give me stuff. Yeah.
End of the 70s, start of the 80s, Madness Special, Selector,
Yeah. Special Selector.
Bad Manners, Scar and Two-Tone.
Yeah.
Yeah, great stuff.
Exactly,
and,
Leon.
Leon,
All them bands came through.
synonymous. That kind of era is synonymous with what I would call West Ham matchday pub culture, because like you go to any of the hardcore West Ham pubs, even today, and I'll use the Carpenters as the example because that's the one I frequent. You know, it is all the Scar, the Selector, you know, and specials, and you know, like you get Jimmy Cliff and all of that, but you do get all your Bowens on Fire and all that sort of going on as well, you know. But that is the core of what West Ham fans listen to on match day.
Yeah.
That sort
and
of
stuff. A movie worth mentioning back then, Gazer, even though it was set earlier days, but was Quadrophenia.
Yeah, oh, great
Quadrophenia hit, man.
Soundtrack. Yeah, what a great soundtrack. I mean, the entire production of that, from like literally from the vocals on and all the instrumentals to the production on that album and all the production, the casting and everything else was all done by The Who with added people. But
fantastic. It was a great film, mate. Fucking great film. When that fucker, do you know my favourite part of that? You know when he's slagging off Mr. Posty, kicking his bike away. Fuck off, Mr. Posty. That was funny as fuck. A mate of mine was an extra in that film, right? Well, two of them actually. Two. Yeah, great film.
Yeah. The bit I liked is when they're all in court and like the judge is passing out all these fines, and Sting gets out his checkbook and goes, "Who do I write this out to?" or whatever. It is. Fucking brilliant. Oh, this is brilliant. Yeah. Right.
Cool. That's long.
Skinner started because of The Who. Lynyrd Skinner, I'm assuming. They wanted to be the American version of The Who in terms of rocking the flag and being a Southern Alabama version. They inducted The Who in the Hall of Fame. Well, I can tell you something else about Lynyrd Skinner as well. They're
good fucking band. My mate loved them, Gazer, bud. Before you go on, my mate loved them, and I didn't really know them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But he was a big fan back in the day. You know what I mean? Apart from Sweet Home Alabama, I didn't really know them, but I listened to a bit more afterwards. I thought,
Simple Man, what a tune that is. Simple Man is the best tune they've ever done, in my opinion.
Okay.
Right? And there's a cover version of it by a group called Shinedown. Right? Shinedown, like the sun would shine down. Yeah. And they do a cover version of it. They do an acoustic and a full instrumental version of it as well. And it's brilliant. It is brilliant. It is a really good cover version. Yeah, really good cover version. But yeah, the thing is, Lynyrd Skynyrd are not from Alabama. They're from Minnesota. They moved to Alabama after the success of that song. That's true. I was told that by an American just 3 days ago.
In Sweet Home Alabama, who was the other artist they slagged off in that Sweet Home Alabama? I got the lyric. I can't get the guy's name out of my head, but there you go.
Go on, what's the lyric?
Yeah. Neil Young. They gave him a serve, didn't they?
Yeah.
In
But
that Sweet Home Alabama.
I loved Neil Young. I thought he was brilliant.
Yeah, I liked him, but they slagged him off because he must have done a song about the South.
Yeah,
They didn't like it.
Yeah, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and mate, they've done some brilliant stuff. Quote. Yeah, was Roger Daltrey. And do you know something? I thought Roger Daltrey Roger Daltrey actually, when I was growing up, was actually kind of a role model to me. And
He was good, yeah.
I really liked his attitude towards things, and even though he never actually was skinhead, he used to dress skinhead quite a lot. And my dad had a drink with Tommy Cooper and said he would give Oliver Reed a run for his money. I don't doubt that as well. Tommy was a big fella. And I had a drink, weirdly enough, with Oliver Reed just less than a year before he passed away. I was with my ex and my two kids, Sean and Jack. They were going to visit their grandparents or grandfather, and we stopped off at the pub and had a drink. And he was in there, in the Checkers, in Walton on the Hill. Oh, yeah. That was where he used to drink frequently. Spoon jar. Okay. Morning 40, morning Major. Yeah. I mean, what quality comedy was that? Don't mention the...
Yeah.
Basil the Rat was one of my favourite episodes.
Most people think that 40 Tales went for years, but I'm sure there was only 7, maybe 8 episodes, wasn't it? 40 Tales?
I think it was like 13 or 12 or something. Yeah, it was.
I thought it was only 8 episodes.
It might have been, it might have been.
But I could be wrong. That's what's in my head. I could be wrong, and normally am.
La 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 la, Ryan Flamingo. Why Ryan Flamingo? Tommy asked the Queen after a variety performance if she was going to the cup final. She said no. He said, "Can I have your tickets?"
Wouldn't that be nice? So that was true.
Oh man, is that true? I hope it is.
I hope it's true. I don't care. It's true now anyway.
Oh mate, that was hilarious. Good morning, Captain. Yeah, I saw Tommy Cooper in Watford. He came on stage.
Oh, did that, Mark? Because I know Mark. I watched Hammer's shirt the other day, right? And Mark had one of his questions asked by Gio, and Mark announced, he's one of us, son. He announced he was 65. Pretty sure it was Mark. Yeah, it was. It was Mark. He's 65, so he knows the score. He saw him in Watford. Okay.
Yeah. He said all there was a gate in the middle of the stage. He opened it, walked through, and everybody burst into laughter.
Exactly. It just had that, Mark, didn't it? It just had that fucking thing about it. He just laughed. It just one look, one turn, everything. It's just amazing.
Something About Monkeys, another great band name. Okay. I want to know where people do get these band names, like Arctic Monkeys. I mean, that's a bit of a
that's a strange one. Good band. Good band. Yeah, weird one, eh? Yeah.
You didn't go see Snow White, Kieran? Did you go? Oh,
no, mate. Fuck off. I see enough people reacting on it and slagged it that much. Fucking so I would too. And the bitch that Ziegler, she's the main character in it. She's Snow White, who's Hispanic, by the way. But if you know the original, her skin was white as snow. It didn't seem to make sense. And then she slagged people off and the original film off before it even started. So I don't understand why she'd alienate the fan base of a Disney film that 1937 was one of their original. That was their original feature film for Disney that set Disney off, right? And she slagged it off. And you go, wow, you fucking idiot. You know what I mean? The Disney company must be thinking, Jesus Christ, we need to get rid of it. Fucking stupid bitch.
No, it wasn't Tchaikovsky, the composer he was thinking. Godfather is, I believe, 1974.
74.
Correct? Right. Once Upon a
Yeah,
Time.
isn't it? My favourite composer, guys. He done all the spaghetti westerns, and then he done that Once Upon a Time in America.
Yeah,
I think
that's where I know him from the Spag Westerns.
Yeah, you do from that.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
No, it was an amazing film. It was a fucking. You got to stick with it though, because like I say, you're 3.5 hours. I've watched it about 10 times, guys.
Once Upon a Time in America is one of the best movies I've ever watched. I mean, like I've watched some great movies, and I would always say that, if someone said to me, right, got to be in a room for a week, you can, smoke and drink as much as you want, but you can only have like one movie, I would ask for the Godfather trilogy, because I could watch them time and time and time again. But Once Upon a Time in America is a better film than any one of those individually.
They're all good. They actually made an effort. People could actually act, and they got picked because they could act.
Grant only watches specialist European movies. Yeah,
but what I do know, though,
yeah,
right. Actually, what I do know, I go on to Netflix and look at what I mean. Oh, they're all shit, and I watch more European stuff now, out of Germany, out of Poland, out of Sweden, than I would eat any American shit, because it's just shit. They're producing shit now, and it's remakes or it's Marvel shit. It's crap. The film industry in America has gone to fucking bits. I'll tell you that now. You won't see a good film anymore out of there.
Leon says that Noodles, fantastic. Once Upon a Time in America. I watched it with my old man once. Well embarrassed during the rape scene.
Fucking Leon. I'm the same. I actually, this were the days of video, geezer. Yeah. And I recommended a film to my mum and dad. I loved the film, but then I realised halfway through watching it, oh my God, there's certain things in here. And oh man, they were disgusting. And I was embarrassed as fuck, Leon. Same as, man. Yeah, that scene, geezer, the R scene. It was that was one that I cringed. I had to hide. Oh God, yeah, that skip past that bit.
Mark says Phil Oakey once almost married Carrie Fisher. She would have been called Karaoke. Oh yeah, the Fish.
Yeah, he done that as well, didn't he? One Time in the West.
Yeah, and Once Upon a Time in the West. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Apocalypse Now. Great movie.
Great. Yeah, another one. Well, great film. Good music in that too, wasn't there? Really good music in that.
And I wouldn't mind actually putting my name to this comment and all, because in recent times, the best music in
Tarantino.
He puts great music in.
he does. Yeah, he does. Yeah,
Having said
he does.
that, one of my favourite soundtracks is from Book of Eli. That's a great soundtrack.
What was that, mate?
Good. The Book of Eli.
Okay, I remember it. I can't remember the soundtrack.
Great soundtrack. The title song, if you want to call it that, was "How Can You Mend a Broken Heart" by Al Green.
Okay.
And that kind of recurs through the film, that song.
Fudge, what was the name of that film he did? You know, when they'd just done the robbery and it was all set in that factory or whatever, after the robbery, and matey was shot, the English boy. Was that Usual Suspect?
What,
No,
in America?
It's not.
Or in the UK?
Yeah, I'm sure it's a Tarantino film, isn't it? And when the geezer is torturing that copper on the chair,
no, that's the Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs, well done, son. I knew you get it. But that thing, clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right, while he's cutting his fucking ear off. What a fucking scene that was. Him dancing around him like a fucking lunatic. Fuck me, man. That was good, yeah. The way he used the music there in a horrible situation, like a fucking torture situation, and used that song. That took some coming up with.
Taxi Driver, another great movie. Yeah. Jerry Hall never married Brian Ferry because she didn't want to be called Jerry's Ferry. No, but she also had a thing going with Mick Jagger as well, didn't she, Jerry Hall?
Yeah,
Imagine being called Jerry Jagger.
Jerry Jagger. She wouldn't have minded.
No, I suppose. Today they named a street after Will Smith here in Philadelphia.
What they call the street, Wally? Wanker.
Yeah.
Look, as soon as he slapped fucking Mr. Chris Rock on that fucking Hollywood fucking Oscars stage, mate, I lost all respect for that fucking wanker. Fucking disgrace. Simping for his missus. Prick.
Stevie Nicks didn't want to marry William Shatner because she didn't want to be known as Stevie Shatner Nicks.
Shatner Nicks. Clever, Freshy. Clever. I bet she fucking did as well.
Oh, fucking brilliant.
Yeah, that's good. That's good, man.
You are right about the woke Hollywood, Kieran, says Alan.
Thank you, Alan. I think it's true.
Disney lost 500 million on that movie.
Well, they'd spent the opening weekend. It took 43 million. Apparently, which was ridiculous when they spent about 500 million on it. So it seems to me that it's going to bomb. And fuck knows how they spent that. 250 million on making the film. They reckon they spent another 200 million on promoting it. But there you go. But she shot it down with her comments, mate. She shot it down.
Yeah.
Oh, what a fucking song that was.
Shut up in your face.
An Aussie Italian he was. Fuck. Yeah. And that made number one, didn't it? I mean, that made number one.
What's the matter, you? Got no respect.
Fair play to him. Fair play to him. Like. But it's so bad, eh?
Summer Madness by Kool and the Gang, yeah. With Ronald Bellows on keyboard. Best summer track ever.
Remember Kool and the Gang? I can't remember the song.
Yeah, Summer Madness, good tune. It is a good tune. The Barron Knights, yeah, I remember them and all. Yeah, they used to take this out of popular tunes. I mean, like, there was, like, the fucking Smurfs got to number one, didn't they? Yeah, right. And then
there was always them silly songs that done well, Gazer. We've had them throughout Lifetime, haven't we? There's always one of them silly songs that done really well. People just liked it.
Yeah.
Jasper Carrot, what did he do? He done one, didn't he? Jasper Carrot.
Yeah, I can't remember what that was called.
It was about Magic Roundabout. It's the Magic Roundabout one, wasn't it? But I think it was a B-side of the song he released. It was something like that.
Yeah.
But everyone loved it, the Magic Roundabout. Taking the piss out of Magic Roundabout.
Fucking viral, and the other one didn't. Ian Jury and the Blockheads and the Stranglers were awesome.
Yeah, exactly, James. They came through that. The doors were kicked down, and Ian Jury came through. The Stranglers came through. Blondie came through. But the Clash were part of it. Even though Clash weren't a punk band, they just were in that at that time probably the best of that era. It was so many good bands, and the Specials, so many.
Years ago when I was on the taxis, I used to work with this guy, and I mean, I knew him as, I think his name was, I can't remember now, Paul. His name was Paul, right? I knew him as Paul because his wife had introduced him to me through my ex, right? Anyway, so he came to work on the cabs, and everybody else was calling him Gino. And I couldn't figure out why they were all calling him Gino. And I said to him one day, "You Italian or something?" He went, "No, why?" I said, "Well, why is everybody else in the fucking company calling you Gino? And I know you as Paul." He goes, "Oh, it's because I used to be in Dex's Midnight Runners."
Oh, right.
I went, "Oh, right. Oh, okay. Fair enough." Yeah, apparently he co-wrote Gino with Roland, whatever his name was.
Because they had a lot, didn't they, in Dexys? There was a fucking load of them, wasn't there? There was a load of people in that band.
Mm. Yes, he did, didn't he? Joe Dolce. Eat that, shut up in your face, kept the Spurs.
Oh, well, then he deserves all the plaudits. If that's the case, Leon, he deserves all the plaudits.
Cookie wants to know if you was in Gary Glitter's gang. Kilburn and the High Roads. Okay. Don't win anything, remember, Leon? No, that's true.
Yeah,
they didn't even win the race for #1 in the charts. In the cup for Tottenham. That's probably why. Ozzy Ardiles buggered it up for him. Walt Disney would be turning his grave over what he's happening in the studios.
Yeah, I think he would, man. He would. Fucking outrageous what's going on there. But
see, Lynn knows where it's at. Roxy Music.
Yeah,
they did an album called Stranded. It was brilliant. One of their earliest albums. Really, really good. Not really sort of like charty, even for that period, but really good lyrics, really good music. I mean, you got to remember they were all university graduates, weren't they?
I was really surprised when I first heard an interview of him how very middle class he was.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, they're all
very
university graduates, a lot of them. Andy McKay,
very well spoken guy.
Andy McKay that played saxophone, he holds about 8 or 9 really big patents. He's clever as fuck, mate.
Yeah, he's a prick.
He's got a few big patents.
Shouldn't be that clever, but
Nah.
I mean, I mentioned I've been promoting the Water Boys because I thought they were brilliant, but I didn't even mention the Pogues who came through that era too, through the punk door. Yeah. And again, another one, just fantastic. I love
it. 5-star. So you liked the early stuff for Roxy Music then? Good stuff, mate.
Yeah, the early stuff.
So I don't remember that.
No.
Yeah. I remember Diamond Dogs from Dave Bowie. That was a good album. That was the one that had Genie on it, was it? Diamond Dogs? Was it Genie? I can't remember now. I'll have to go through my albums. So did I usual, yeah. Right. Mother of Pearl. Right, Milar says, "Hi guys, what are we saying then on the Wolves game?" We forgot about football.
Forgot about football, geezer. Milar.
We ain't been talking about football for about an hour now. He's going for a 3-1 win. My group, the Sweet Hellraiser and Blockbuster, massive.
No, they weren't inside, weren't they? Sweet. One of them bands.
Yeah.
They were good at the time.
So you're going for a 3-1 win. I'm going to say, right, I'm going to stick my neck out here now. I'm going to say,
yeah, I wouldn't.
1-0. 1-0 is all I think we'll get out of that. Well, there you go. See, Mark agrees. We can't score one. Green Day, they're not a bad band, actually. I have to be honest, Lynn, I don't know a lot of their stuff, but, you know, I am kind of a bit behind with more modern music. The Longer Friday, great movie. One of my favourite all-time movies. Bob Hoskins plays part of Harold Shand, who is based on Lenny McLean, believe it or not. So there you go.
Sorry,
Longer Friday, great film.
Oh, Richie Boy, that was fucking brilliant, wasn't it? That was, that's up there, one of my top films too, yeah.
Yeah, me too. Bob Hoskins, and I actually sat in a pub in a place called Stenning. Sat in a pub called the White Horse, I think it is, in Stenning, talking to Bob Hoskins and his missus. I had to mention that movie to him.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah, so, it was, I remember they shot a load of it over in South London when I used to knock around Bermondsey way and all that.
Yeah, that's it,
time.
yeah.
And I know, what's his name? Because I used to drink now and again with one of the actors in it. Moriarty. Was his name Moriarty? I think that's his real name. He was one of the actors in that film. Big Lump. One of the big bouncers or bodyguards for Bob Hoskins.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was an old sort of South London cream. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I did. Yeah, what film? It was great. Great.
One of my favourite all-time films.
Is it Meryl Streep? Not Meryl Streep, is it? It's the other one.
No.
The English girl. What was her? That's it, Helen Mirren. I don't get that mixed up, guys.
I know, but that was her first
Helen Mirren.
That was her first major leading role.
Yeah, Bob Hoskins is superb in that. And how they filmed it, I love the ending when they're driving them away in the car at the end. The camera's just on his face. Just on his face, mate. And he'd see he fucked it. He was gone, mate.
He knew he was going to be bones.
He was gone, mate. It was all over Red Rover, wasn't it? See the realisation coming in his face.
Yeah, I mean, the serious content of that film was backed up with some brilliant humour. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't have to see my Eric fly past your window about 3 hours ago, did you?
Yeah, that's right.
What?
Yeah, well done, Rich.
Apart from his arsehole being 50 feet away from his brains, he's fine and dandy.
Oh, God.
Oh, brilliant. What
yeah, it was good.
Movie. Great, Rich. Thanks for the memories. And, you know, as much as I love that movie, I love Love, Honour and Obey with Ray Winston in it. Have you seen that?
Great.
Oh, it's great. Ray Winston and Johnny...
See, Ray, listen, I told you we knew someone in the industry at the time I know when Scum come out, geezer.
Yeah.
And we actually went to, I think it was the Prince Charles Theatre. She gave us tickets for the premiere. So us little fucking hooligans turned up at the premiere at the Prince Charles Theatre in the West End to watch Scum. Didn't even know what the film was about. Didn't know nothing about it. Didn't know anything. And I think it's a debut of, what's his name, would you say?
What's that? What's that?
Who was in the... Oh, God.
Longer Friday.
Our West Ham boy. Actor, right?
Yeah. Oh, Ray Winston.
Ray Winston. I just want to have my head mental, wasn't it? I've definitely got mad cousins. So Ray Winston, and he was a star of it, wasn't he? And fucking hell, mate, I left that theatre going, Jesus fucking Christ, that was horrible. That film, brilliant. But it was pretty horrible as well. But I'll tell you, that kept me on the straight and narrow after that, because I think I'd had the time, 17, 18. I went, fuck this. I've never, ever got to anywhere like that. Right. But I do remember that's the first time I see Ray Winston and in a movie. But I do you remember the cameo, not say cameo, the part he played in Quadrophenia. He was the rock geezer in Quadrophenia, wasn't
he was
mate in the baths.
Yeah, they were mates from school or something.
Yeah. That's the second time I saw him.
Yeah. And he was also in things like the Sweeney quite regularly. He was in Minder quite regularly.
I don't know what the other bits he did, but
he was quite often in those kinds of things. Sweeney, Minder, that kind of stuff.
But Scum, that film Scum, it's frightening.
That was a game changer, that movie. A complete game changer for me. And the American
for a grassroots movie.
The Americans then came out with a film with that Sean Penn in it called Bad Boys, right? And it was a similar thing. It was about youth penitentiary. And instead of the stock with the snooker balls or pool balls in it, right, they had a pillowcase with cans of Pepsi and whatever in it.
That would do a job.
And they used that the same way as Ray used the sock and balls.
Because I did meet about a year later after Scum come out, right? I met a geezer I knew from North London through work, and I went up to have a beer with him. And he lived in a really nice area in North London. I can't remember what it was. And he took me to his local pub. Went out there for a weekend, and that Pongo who got done with the fucking snooker balls round his head. I met him. He was in the pub, right? Really, really nice geezer. He was about 6'2", but really nice guy, mate. Really, really lovely lad.
Yeah, look, they're all saying that it was 12 episodes there's about 3 or 4 of them.
I was 12. I was wrong again. Yeah, 12 bollocks. It was 8.
I want to come back to this comment here, actually, from Bongo. He says, actually, the Police started off as a punk band. I think they called themselves Clark Kent with a K.
Really?
The lead singer, Stuart Copeland, to become the drummer, and the other 2 were wore gorilla suits.
Wow. I didn't know that, Jamesy. Thanks for that.
I thought I knew quite a lot about Sting and Police, but
I didn't know that. There you go. Sting, to me, one of the best artists we've ever produced. Amazing songwriter.
Yeah, and I love that song, Shape of My Heart.
Mm-hmm.
That is one brilliantly written piece of music. For me, I wish I could write something that meaningful. Do you know what I mean? I know I can write words, but mate, that is incredible.
Done some brilliant tracks, mate. I mean, I Flight of the Blue Turtles. I think an album I had of his was amazing. I like Englishman in New York, geezer. That's a cracking little song, little ditty.
There you go. Wally's saying Neil Young did the song Southern Man. And that caused Lynyrd Skynyrd to respond with...
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, Southern Man. Wally, well done, Wally. That was it. He fucking done that. So Lynyrd Skynyrd fucking gave him a bit in there. Sweet Home Alabama, yeah. To Southern Man, I think it was a little bit derogatory, or they took it that way, about the people in the South.
Yeah. So I was wondering what the Ryan Flamingo was, and apparently it's a centre-back at Feyenoord that we're linked with, and that would have to be his song.
We can't have a flamingo in a fucking team, for fuck's sake. He'd bury his head in the fucking ground, will he? Be no good.
Oh, right. So Bongo's saying that because John Cleese and his wife, who was Polly, the maid, wasn't it? His real wife.
Yeah, that's right.
They were so meticulous that they took 3 months to do one episode. So no, there weren't that many episodes for 40 hours. Wow, I never knew that, Joe. GJ Thomas.
OJ, not OJ Simpson, thank fuck. Oh, he's dead, isn't he?
What's your favourite colour? Blue. Well, mine's claret and blue.
Actually, mine is blue, but
actually, my favourite colour is black. Believe it or not. And I'm going to get everybody saying black's not a colour.
Oh, mate, Brendan, if I said everything I meant, I'd like to say this be the last show.
Brendan says, "Say what you mean, Cieran." I don't think he could ever be accused of doing anything but saying what he means, mate. Yeah. Neil Young slagged off the Confederate flag as a racist.
Ah, is that what it was, Rob? Yeah, right. Gotcha. I knew there was an issue there somewhere.
Right.
Well,
thank you, Robin. Hi, guys. Does anyone know what Somerville injury is? And is he out for the rest of the season? Well,
that's what we know, mate.
He's not out for the rest of the season. He could even be back on the bench for Wolves, I am hearing. But that is a long shot.
That's not what I heard, guys. I heard he's out for a long while. Because he refused to have this operation. So he wants to heal it naturally, whatever it is. And it could be months. So it's more or less the rest of the season.
Okay. Well, I'm just sort of... I think it was on Network. I heard it as well. Rough.
Maybe. Like I say, I don't watch everything to know the updates, but that's how I see it.
Yeah, James is right there. Don't believe everything you hear on.
Yeah.
He said anything. No.
That's why I don't watch too many. I watch one now and again.
We wouldn't lead you astray, Bongo. Come on, you know that. Yeah. At Close Range with Sean Penn, based on true story. Yes, I have.
At Close Range?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think he's a great actor. Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, great actor.
I know I've seen it and I know I enjoyed it, but if I'm going to sit here and tell you the storyline, I'll be telling you a lie because I can't remember what it is. But I do remember.
I don't know. I might have seen it.
Hang on. At Close Range. Now, that was around about the time he was married to Madonna. I think it was about a dangerous love affair. I'm pretty sure it was about a dangerous love affair. I'm not going to go on a quiz with it. You're probably right. I hope he's back soon. Nick in the farm machine. Potter said himself, Somerville could be back after the international break, mate. I think that's all the info about. And that's what I was hearing as well, Leon. Thank you for backing up. So I did say that he would be possibly on the bench for the Wolves game, but there's no guarantee of it. It's probably going to be a little longer. But he is going to be back this season on the bench minimum.
Right.
Right. Okay, then. Cheers, mate. Yeah, no worries. Thanks, Daz. Thanks for joining us always, mate.
Cheers, guys.
One of the regulars. We do appreciate you all. Please make sure you give us a like before you bugger off, though, mate. Unless you've already gone and didn't bother. And then bollocks here.
Oh, I think he's right here, Rishi. I think he's right.
Number one.
I think he's fucking right, actually. Because you remember I said that, you know, that professor of rock fucker? He done a thing about it. I think that's what he said. It kept he done a thing about Vienna, the song, mid-Euro. And he reckoned I think that's what he said, that Joe Dolce kept it on.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Freshy's bang on. Yeah, it is that. Fuck you know. Vienna, what a fucking classic track, and it could.
What a tune that is, isn't it?
Happy by Profit get number one.
Jasper Carrot, Funky Moped.
Funky Moped, that was the one, yeah.
Hey, we can always rely on.
He done the B side, like the rude side. He done the Magic Roundabout, which was the B side of it.
More popular than Funky Moped.
Absolutely, much more popular. Yeah.
Very true, Fred. Yeah. Funky Moped. There you go. Rich says it as well. Get down on it, Cool and the Gang. Yeah.
Yeah, they've done some good stuff, didn't they, Cool and the Gang?
Classic tune that. Oh, on Vienna and the Funky Moped. Yep, that was it. Oh, Vienna it was. Actually, the tune was just called Vienna. Gosh, I thought it was a Spud kept talking about. Maybe it was that battle between Vienna and Funky Moped. I mean, no, whatever it was, maybe it was that battle that kept the Spurs from even coming second. Perhaps they were the second losers. Did they ever come third? I don't know. Oh, yeah, I think they did, actually. I don't know when that would have been. Nah, it would have been long after that. Heatwave. Yeah. Mind-blowing decisions. Do you remember that?
I remember it, yeah.
Get Ultravox in off number one. Pissed me to your right off. Yeah, with the,
that was it. Yeah, it was.
Jasper Carrot said Florida dropped their
a cracking lines about that Florence, yeah. I wonder if Florence is a virgin.
We all know she's a goer, said Dylan.
Yeah, it was a good piss take, wasn't it?
It was brilliant. And that's what kept that record sales going. Was that? It was that.
Absolutely, it was all about that one. Yeah, Magic Roundabout one. Yeah.
Yeah, 1981.
Is that when it was? 81.
Me. You were in your 20th year.
I was 20. Yeah.
Yeah, I was 19. Wow. Yeah. Feels like yesterday, for fuck's sake. Jasper Carrot. Yeah, that's the one with. Yeah, we're discussing that now. Sorry.
Yeah. Old Jasper done well for an old Brummy, didn't he?
Do the Strand. That was a great Roxy Music tune. Do the Strand, love. Yeah, loved it. Alvarez at centre back is the best of all worlds, in my opinion.
Who knows?
Well, you see, Sean, what we were discussing earlier, and I don't know if you were in the chat or not at that point, but we were saying, I suggested that bringing Alvarez back as a centre back at West Ham would probably be very good for the defence, but it would leave the midfield with a massive hole in it. One that we struggle to fill when he's suspended or whatever. I know we can put in a performance without him, but we're better off with him in there. And that's just what my worry would be. We would have to go out and spend 40 to 70 million on a decent midfielder to replace what we've got in Alvarez in midfield by using him as the centre back. That's my opinion anyway, you know. I don't know. So it's a decent option, like you said, though, Cieran. It's great to have.
It's an option.
You know,
like I said, most defensive midfielders can play centre half. Most, because they normally start their career at centre half. Then they're probably too good because they actually use the ball and they can run more and they can go forward. Like I said, but to me, Alvarez is a defensive midfielder. It's good, but he's not going to get you goals. He's not going to get you assists, in my mind, watching. Where the likes of Souček will get on the end of things here and there and score a goal. Could it be a good centre half? I think it'd be a good fill-in. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd. Yeah. Who knows? We could put him in the centre half, guys, and he fucking likes the world like him. You know, put him next to Kilman, they both might be great. You won't know till you try it. But I don't think that's where he wants to be.
No. Mark went to see Walt Disney on Ice. A corpse in a freezer ain't much fun, though.
Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah, I have a big one. That's right. I remember that. He did the. Oh,
Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah. Brian Ferry married into royalty, I think. Did he?
Ooh.
Wouldn't be British royalty. Surely.
Well done.
But
Very well spoken to.
What you got to remember is Brian Ferry, for 6 years running, was voted the world's best dressed man by Vogue magazine, I think.
By his mum.
By Vogue magazine, right? I think it was for about 6
Yeah.
years. Right?
Yeah.
Who do you think took his title off, Cieran? Think of a singer, right, of around about the mid to late 70s, right?
Yeah.
He took Brian Ferry's title off of him. Brian Ferry went to go and win it back again a year or so later. But he lost his title after, I think it was about his fourth one, to another singer who changed his image. That's all I'm telling you. From about that period.
What? To dress smartly?
Yeah. Yeah.
Terence Trent D'Arby?
No.
Not Bowie?
No. I'll give you a
Tom
clue.
Jones?
I'll give you a clue. My Cuckoo.
Oh, I remember the song. Can't remember the geezer. No. Yeah, tell me something.
Cuckoo, I just want you. Now his bloody name's gone out of my head.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Stop keeping us in.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, it's oh no, not Alice Cooper, because it weren't him. Alvin Stardust. That was it. Alvin Stardust.
Jeez, I've never picked him in a million years. Boy, you look like that.
I know. That's what I'm saying. He became voted top dressed man in the world and took the title off of Brian Ferry.
Alvin fucking Stardust. Jesus Christ.
I know. And listen,
that tells you all them awards are a load of shit then, doesn't it? Really.
Brian Ferry's nickname was the Lounge Lizard, wasn't it? Do you remember that? I used to call him the Lounge Lizard. Oh,
no.
Right. Hoddle and waddle. Right. So, listen, we've been going for 2 hours and 5 minutes.
And we're talking absolute bollocks.
Right, Rebel. Thank you, Robin. It was Rebel.
Yeah, good track.
On the Dog's album. That was the big hit single that came off of that album. And what an album it was, though. I used to love the cover of it. Brilliant. It was like a dog shape with Dave Bowie's head. It's really clever. Good bit of artwork. Is the game at home? I believe it's at Wolves, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't even look these. I think it's at Wolves.
I will check that right now.
I'm going. Yeah, I never give you. I think it's gonna be a 1-1 draw. There you go.
Yeah, I said 1-0 to us.
Okay. I'm gonna go 1-1. Yeah.
Yeah, it's at Wolves, and we kick off on Tuesday at 7:15.
But I couldn't be asked to watch England. I couldn't be asked to watch England games, geezer. I've got no interest much at the moment. Until it comes to tournament football, I get interested. But I watch a 3-minute, 4-minute highlights, both games. But Rhys James's free kick was fucking top draw, man.
Incredible, wasn't it?
About a yard outside the fucking post and curled it in.
It didn't. You could
I think it
fake paper between the ball and the post, but
it was unreal, man. It was so good, so good. Fair play to him. He's only been away for a couple of years now, hasn't he? But fair play to him, mate. This is what we brought in Ward Prowse to do, right? Who can't fucking do it anymore. But it was quality. Great goal. That was it.
That was incredibly good. I've got to be honest. I lost interest the minute he hauled off Bowen and put what's his face on in his place. Whoever it was. I don't even know who it was now. But I was not impressed. I watched the first half.
I was happy for Burns to get his debut, mate, after the week he'd had. You know, scoring a goal at Wembley for Newcastle, beating Liverpool, a call up for England, and then get his debut. Fuck me. Yeah. How good a week can you have? You just can't have it any better than that. It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, look, I've got some stats here for West Ham, Wolves versus West Ham. So, in a head-to-head, we've played 17 games. We've lost 7 to Wolves. And we've won 9 against them.
Fairly even, then.
We've won.
Fairly even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry. In the head-to-head, that's home and away, sorry. We've played 17. According to this stat listing, we've drawn 1, won 9, and lost 7. Wolves have had 4 home wins. We've had 6 home wins. They've had 3 away wins. We've had 3 away wins.
Yeah, very, very tight. Okay.
So
Derek Dugan
I would say, look, previous results: 2-1 to West Ham, 1-2 in West Ham's favour. So last time we played them at the Molineux, we beat them 2-1. We beat them 3-1 the previous game before that. So we've won the last 3 games against them, home and away.
Yeah, which means fuck all in the end of the day. That's why I think a draw is a more likely result.
Yeah. And, have you got, we're going to call it a day pretty soon, but have you got a starting 11 you want to see?
No.
Realistic starting 11? No?
Areola, the 11. More or less picks itself. The midfield is really the contentious part, right? We know Wan-Bissaka plays that. We'll play 3 at the back. I think Mavropanos will be playing. He was playing this week for Greece. Mavropanos, Kilman, and Cresswell. I don't think it's shady. I still think Emerson will take the pitch rather than Scholes. And I think Wan-Bissaka could be on his sub. It's that middle three. Like if you still go with Alvarez, Souček, and Ward-Prowse, my God, it's a very defensive lineup. You know, as soon as you put three defensive midfielders in there, but he might change that. I don't think Fulcrew's going to be fit enough to start. So, I'd like him to say again. I say this every week. I'd like him to start with fucking Ferguson then, if that's the case. But he didn't last time. He brought him on for what, 2 minutes against Everton? Just embarrassing.
Yeah, and then he goes away on international duty and scores an absolute cracker, apparently.
He scores a banger, yeah, for Ireland. He scored a banger. Good, good for him. Maybe that could be the catalyst to start him, Gazer. I don't know. But I think Paquetá's got to start. But Owen on the right.
I will do that, Howard.
Ferguson up front. Yeah. Paquetá. There you go. But you've got to drop one of them midfield three, I think. And this is the point where Potter's thinking, right? He's got more chance of getting a goal away from home with Souček on the team rather than Alvarez. It doesn't matter who he thinks the best player. It's about who he thinks is more of a goal threat, especially if we're going to be sitting deep and defending. Souček's got more of a goal threat than Alvarez. Yeah.
Do you not play with Alvarez, Souček, and another?
Yeah, you could, but that means dropping Ward-Prowse. Yeah. But I think he likes Ward-Prowse dictating that play at the back, in front of the back three, right? And just because he does keep the ball well, he does pass it well, but even though most of it is left, right back. But he keeps the ball and keeps momentum with the team, even though there's not enough momentum for me going forward. That's the trouble of playing them three.
Yeah, and again, another previous captain at his previous club. So, you know, kind of acts as the general in that midfield sort of thing.
Yeah, and the thing is then, so you've got to choose between Alvarez then or Souček starting if you want to change that up. And he seems to favour Souček because he gives him that goal threat.
Yeah.
And is that unfair on Alvarez? Yes.
Who is your AN other than if you're taking Alvarez out?
Well, probably to me, I'd probably put Paquetá in there.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Gives you more of a guy that can pick a pass. And, you know, he has to be on his game as well, but he can pick a pass. He can make a ball that makes the difference.
So you've got your three centre backs. You've got your two wing backs. You've got three in the middle. So who are you putting up front? Bowen?
Well, it's a tough one. I'd put Ferguson in there and Bowen on the right.
Yeah, but then you've got
maybe Kudos on the left.
Yeah, and then you've got 13 players on the pitch.
Yep, that's how we're going to win it. So. I hope the referee don't notice. Sorted.
Flipping hell. Jeez. Right, Milas is keeping the faith. 3-1 win.
Oh, I like it.
2-1.
2-1 Owens. Go, Leon.
Bongo says 1-0.
Life of Right. One of my favourites. Goes as a comedy goes. That's my favourite film of all time.
4-7, 3-7. Carlin, sir. Isn't it? 4-7, 4-7, 3-7.
Oh, that's it. Carlin when Scum. Yeah, he was. He was Carlin. Yeah.
And his number was 4737. 4682 Archer. Do you remember him? Archer, the one that didn't wear no shoes.
Oh, the hippie fucker.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, he was good. He was good in it, wasn't he? He was really good in it.
Pierce Brown and killed me. I never even met him. Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan. Oh yeah, Pierce Brosnan. He was in
on Good Friday.
Friday, yeah, he was the.
Was that him? Gee, I didn't even realise that you said that there, Leo.
Yeah,
That Pierce Brosnan then.
he was
Fucking
the
hell,
one that
man.
killed
Yeah,
his Bob Hoskins' gay mate in the swimming pool.
yeah.
Such a
Yeah, I
Jaws in the
didn't
Lido.
realise that. That's honestly, till now, that was Pierce Brosnan, because it was a long time after that before he became sort of famous.
When Bob Hoskins was talking to that fella and he says, "How's your day going?" Oh, that copper, innit? He goes, "Well," he goes, "I've had a touch of Jaws in the Lido. Someone's playing Guy Fawkes with my roller, and now my pub's blown up." Fucking brilliant. I love that film. Usual says he was an extra in Full Metal Jacket back in the day.
Really? Wow.
Cool. What was you, a landmine victim or something? Just joking, man. Just joking. Yeah, that is a good film, though. 7.62 millimeter. He was Robin Hood TV series with Sean Connery. That would be Sean Connery's son. Surely. Jason Connery. Right, okay. Roy All. Have you heard the Slippery When Wet album, Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer?
Remember the song? I wouldn't have heard the album, no.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. See, I knew that, Cookie. I said Sean Connery, didn't I, mate? Filmed a lot in Basingbourn, Cambridge, Howard. Okay. Right, okay, look, I'm going to say thank you to everybody that's commenting, and has done and still is. And I can't even get to the bottom. Right, okay. Oh, here we go, look. Oi, Big Nose. Right, who threw that?
My favourite, wasn't it?
Life for Brian, isn't it?
Life for Brian, yeah. All right, big nose. But you have got a very big nose.
If you shut up, we can hear what he says, Big Nose.
Well, you know what he said? Oh, you haven't got a very big nose. I'll take you to the fucking cleaners. Remember that line? That scene.
Yeah.
You keep on, I'll take you to the fucking cleaners.
There are many like it, but this one is mine. Yeah.
Oh, man. Are you the Judean People's Front? No, we're the People's Front is of Judea.
Yeah.
Fuck off. We're the People's Front is Judea.
Oi, who threw that? Sorry, I thought we'd started.
Who wrote that? Who wrote that? Come on. He did, she did. Oh, he did. Fucking brilliant. Yeah, it was so good, that film, man. I had to watch it, guys, 10 times because I kept missing little lines in it.
Yeah.
You know, when I went to visit him in the cells, right, and they had that lunatic fucking hunchback, right, and he turned around and he went, "There's lumps of it round the back." What? He said, "What?" So I know where to get it if you want it. And it made no sense whatsoever.
Wait, did you know George Harrison appears as a little cameo appearance in that? George Harrison.
No, it was it weren't George Harrison.
It was.
It was Spike Milligan.
George Harrison.
Well, I'm calling dispute on that.
I watched a video yesterday.
All right, maybe you're right then.
And I will screen record the clip
Okay.
where they talk about George Harrison being in Life Brian, right? You know the
Okay.
bit when he comes out of his house or whatever, and they're all down that alleyway, and he's
Yeah.
walking down the alleyway, and there's people either side of him. George Harrison is one of the people that he walks past, and George Harrison goes like that, and he walks past him, and then George Harrison goes like that. I've seen
All
the
right, I
clip.
didn't know that. I hope
Yeah,
that's true. I didn't know it.
yeah,
But I remember Spike Milligan's one, wasn't it? Then
yeah,
Spike Milligan
yeah,
picked up the sandal.
yeah, that's right.
It's
But
only for about 30 seconds.
yeah, apparently, George Harrison was really good friends with Eric Idle,
Okay.
and they kind of did a favour for George, or George did a favour for them, and he got a little cameo in the film as
Oh,
a
brilliant.
thank you.
I didn't know that bit. I thought I
Yeah,
knew everything about that film.
it was on one of
So I've
those,
watched it so many times.
you know, these guys on YouTube that, you know, the film
Yeah.
royalty or whatever it is. You know, it's one of them ones that, you know, did you know or something, you know, something like
Yeah,
that.
fair enough.
Yeah,
No,
one of
sorry.
those. Yeah,
I believe you, sir.
Right.
But I remember Spike Milligan's little cameo in it, and I thought that's what you were
there
talking
you go. Look, Rich knows. Look, they were both in it. Harrison was supposed to speak, but his Scouse accent was too strong, allegedly.
about. Okay, brilliant. There you go.
Yeah,
Something new I've learned.
yeah. So look, it's not always about football on this channel, you know, especially when us two get on here. I mean, like,
Actually,
mate, you
we don't even know. We've given up with the season. Given up with the season.
Yeah. You want to see what it's like in the summer when he gets on the VBs for breakfast. It gets fucking fruity in
Yeah.
here. And then the red wine will come out halfway through our 4-hour show. Yeah, don't worry about that, mate. We always tend to overrun.
Right. Harrison put money in.
That's right, Sean. That is exactly what it was.
I think I heard that before. It's coming back in my head now you say that. I think, they were struggling for Wedge, didn't they? And he funded it.
Thank you to him. They gave him that right.
Yeah, I think I heard that story before, Budge. Yeah.
Handmade
Yeah,
films,
right.
the one, Sean. Thank you.
Fuck me, that would have done well then for him, I tell you. Great.
Bongo agrees with you. He says, I miss so much each time because either I was rolling on or the whole auditorium was arms everywhere, heads bobbing. I was actually in pain. Yeah, George Harrison.
Yeah, I did. I'd had to keep every time I watched it, Jamesy. Every time I watched it afterwards, I found something else. Because I was laughing so much on it, mate. You know, for every scene, the scenes are biggest, thickest. Yeah. But he's got them fuckers trying not to laugh. Oh, man. Crazy.
Great. One of the greatest films. One of the greatest films. Right, listen,
one of the best comedies ever, man.
Boys and girls, I want to thank you all for, you know, joining us tonight. The chat's been brilliant.
Yeah. This is West Ham content.
Yeah, we've done a bit of this and that to do with the club. There isn't much to talk about. Russ knew we were going to go off on a tangent, you know, and he still gave me the keys to the door, so, you know, we're all good. Spike Milligan turned up randomly while he was on holiday in Morocco.
I did hear that.
So they gave him a camera.
Yeah, I did hear that.
He's got a wife.
Yeah. You got a wife, you know. Oh, what was her name?
Thanks, Mark. Don't know.
Oh, I do know. Fucking hell, come out.
Yeah, here it is.
Incontentious buttocks. That was it. That's when they lost the fucking plot, didn't they, all the boys?
Yeah. Gregory Dillon. Thanks, guys. Well, Gregory, thank you.
Cheers, Gregory.
I might have missed
hit a fucking like button, you lot, or you're getting it.
Yeah. Or this caterpillar will crawl on your face while you're sleeping. Night, fellas. Brilliant show. Night, all the hammers. Notorious Machin. Brilliant. So, love the show. Thank you, Mark.
Good skills, Mark. Good
we,
too, Mark.
we do try to
Oh,
raise
fuck
his
knows
spirit.
how. Oh, fuck,
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Anyway, listen, guys, I'm
Half a denari for my love story. Anyway.
rather hoping that I have. So when I click the end stream, I'll get the goodbye video and everything goes swimmingly. Bongo's on the floor, he says. Half a denari for me, please.
Oh, here we go. He fucking had it, shorty boy. Half a denari for my love story. Fucking brilliant. So many good lines in that.
Oh, God. Jesus. It's just fucking mental, that film.
Do you remember when all the fucking Romans they fucking piled into that room for them? Come out with a fucking spoon. Found this, sir. Oh, well done. And they're all hiding with fucking blankets over their heads, hiding behind a sofa or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake. It's so good.
You're cured, mate. Not so much as to buy your leave.
Yeah, that's crazy. Rudy's fucking earning. Rudy's earning by curing him.
Yeah. Listen, next week we've got a game on Tuesday, so we will probably try and do a little debrief on the Wednesday night. If you want us to do like player ratings for next week, like Budgie and Cieran player ratings, not official West Ham Network ones, we'll leave that to Russ and on.
Yeah. I'll tell you, now goes a five each.
No, but like we'll watch the game, obviously. But if you want us to do, let us know.
Yeah. If not, we can spend 5 minutes again on 5 minutes on the game, right? Because it'd probably be a boring load of shit, and then we just fucking talk bollocks again.
That's about all you'd last on the game.
Oh, they have been hard to watch lately, though, geezer.
Oh, mate, and they.
Shit, ex-leper, that's what he was, James. He was an ex-leper.
Crucifixion.
How can you be a fucking ex-leper?
Did you say ex-leper? Here we go.
Yeah,
not
so
the diary, a very naughty boy.
Yeah. Oh, God.
He mad.
That Welsh tart. She was Welsh as well, wasn't she? The actress, she was Welsh. And I think they improvised with that one. Leave that Welsh tart alone. Something like that, wasn't it? Fucking brilliant.
You are all individuals.
Yeah.
Right, you individuals, bugger off. Go and give your wife a kiss tonight or whatever. And we'll see you next Wednesday, 10 p.m. UK.
Oh, fuck you, wanker. Your fucking clock's changed, didn't you? This weekend. This weekend. No, they're coming this weekend. It's changing.
Oh, right.
I heard that. I'm sure it's Russie B that actually told me that when I was watching one of his morning musings.
Right.
And he said, your clocks are going back this weekend, which means instead of me being out here at 8 in the morning, it's going to be fucking 7 in the morning.
Oh, God.
I'll have to adjust my fucking schedule, Gabe.
Yeah.
I'll have to get up a bit earlier.
You have to have first coffee at 6 instead of 6:30.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. I'm going to have to go. Make sure I get a bed a bit earlier that night. Get up at 6 in the morning. I've only got an hour then because, I hit the shit house about 3 times before I come on here.
All right, okay.
This morning was like a flock of sparrows coming at me. But, I've got to make sure... I've got to make sure I get it all done before we come on here. I don't want to be leaving here going, hang on, mate, I've got to go and have a splatter. Got to get that sorted.
And then the camera falls over and we see you walking with your cheeks tightly clenched, shuffling up down.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off. What are you
All right.
doing?
Yeah, but I'll see you next week at 7 in the morning for me and the usual for you.
Sean says, Willie's Cieran.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, Mark's suggesting that you drop the kids off first.
Have to, Mark. You got to fucking get rid of it, guys, before he's fucking sit here for 2 hours. Jesus.
Oh, mate. You lot have killed me tonight. Fucking hell. Right, brilliant.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, girls, next week. Same
Yeah,
time
well done,
slot.
the chat. Well done, the chat. Kept us going.
Yeah. And please don't forget to give us a few likes. We've got 199 people watching at the moment. I hope you lot are crying as much as I am because I've had a
Yeah, just fucking hit the like button. Fucking make an effort.
We've had a lovely bit of halibut.
That's it's them silly lines in that film that made you laugh so much. It's so much, man.
There we go. Cookie's got some advice for you. Don't ignore the call to stall. Yeah, he means that. Stall. Oh, my God. Right. I suppose, yeah. Bongo says, awesome guy, fucking football. Night all. And
it's like, we're in one of them seasons where it's not always that important.
And to be fair, we've had no West Ham football, so
no, that's all about anyway.
Hopefully, we've given you a bit of entertainment on a Wednesday or Thursday if you're over it.
You've done well to stick with it, guys. To give you that, mate.
Yeah. I wonder if we've got any viewers in New Zealand. We have, haven't we? Actually, we got a fella who
used to have one. I remember one.
Yeah.
That
Auckland, wasn't it? No, not Auckland.
I can't remember, man.
Wellington, I think he said.
Right.
But anyway,
I haven't seen him lately, mate.
We'll have to figure out who that was.
He's probably been attacked by a shark. He's fucked. It worked for yourself. On that case, when he had it hanging him upside down, he said, "Look, they've only turned me this way up last fucking week." Yeah, he was hanging him upside down for fucking years. Oh yeah, man.
Right, okay, you lot, bugger off, go and do your thing.
So many good. I'll tell you what, I'll listen to this, guys. I might fucking before next week watch Life of Brian again. I think.
Yeah.
Really, it does cheer you up, man, when you watch it. It's so fun.
Yeah, James says he's glad there's some anti-Pythonites in here. Well,
No, yeah.
If you're at a certain age, you cannot help but love.
No, you can't. No.
Anyway, I shall leave you with just one word: albatross.
Yeah. The ripping yards. Even better.
Yeah, mate. What flavour is it? It ain't any flavour. It's a fucking albatross. Anyway, I'm out of here. I've got to
I'll tell you a story next week. Yeah, I've probably told you before, haven't I had. But
what's that?
When we flew down to Sydney representing that football team.
Oh,
anyway.
Yeah, we'll have that next week.
Yeah, I'll tell you that next week.
I'll do you a nice little intro video for Kieran's story time or something.
Yeah, I've got to remember. Six bloody one. Was it?
Holy Grail next week. Come back and fight, you cowards.
Yeah.
Right, glad you all enjoyed it.
Yeah,
right,
Jehovah, sorted.
Jehovah, take it easy. Go to bed, you lot, and if you're not
good shot.
go to